Hirap na.
So that we get bigger and bigger, so that the problems that we face become smaller and smaller.
You do your best sa training, pero hindi siya ibig sabihin na when you compete, mananalo ka. You don't always win.
Adaptability is a result of consistent focus.
Result siya nung parang years and years and years of training yourself na parang hindi lahat ng gusto mo pupunta sa'yo.
Hey folks, what's up? And welcome to another episode of the OG Podcast, where we talk progress, not perfection, and the moves that will change your life. For today, we're going to be talking about three things, which are mainly focus, or how you're able to laser light into something in order for you to be successful. Consistency, how you're able to replicate the excellence that you've created. And finally, adaptability, or staying consistently excellent in the different aspects of your life. Today's guest is actually a pretty good example of all three things happening, and thus that's why we've invited him here over in the OG Podcast. Our guest today is one of the most renowned coaches in Marikina, and honestly, he's been an example of the three things that we're going to be talking about. Focusing as an athlete earlier, and then shifting that focus into being a coach. Right now, he has over maybe a decade of coaching experience already. And finally, adaptability, or being able to accept new roles into his life, not just as a newfound dad, but also as a commercial model. So baka familiar yung mukha nung kasama natin today. Let me introduce you guys. Very, very proud to introduce Off-Grid's own group class coach, personal coach, general fitness coach, and of course the head coach of Fit with Robert, Coach John Robert Pascual.
Thank you for
Welcome,
having
Coach.
me, Josh. Thank you. Hi, guys.
Alright, so let me get straight into it. Tatlong main things that we want to talk about or that we want to cover. And honestly, I think, bro, ikaw yung best example talaga of those three things. Kanina on the way to the car, I was telling si Jello nga na si Coach Robert, I think siya yung taong nahanap na yung fulfillment niya, consistently niyang ginagawa pa ulit-ulit, and makikita mo yung results na nag-a-add up eventually. So that being said, I want to be able to understand, pick your mind, see your process on how you basically go through how you focus, how you stay consistent, and finally how you start adapting kapag medyo sanay na dun sa mga pillars na na-build natin. So yun, let's start with focus, Coach. You started as an athlete, competitive CrossFit athlete, if I'm not mistaken. Could you just breeze us through that entire experience? How did you find yourself competing?
Actually, yung sa CrossFit, medyo aksidente siya eh. I started working as a registered nurse for 1 year. Tapos after nun, medyo hindi, alam mo yung hindi mo feel na nandun yung puso mo sa ginagawa mo.
Okay.
So I moved out sa nursing profession, tapos I worked sa Runner, if familiar ka, yung running store.
Yeah.
Yung Runner, I worked there as a running consultant for 1 year din.
Is Runner still up? Like, nandito pa ba?
I think meron pa,
Okay,
pero
okay.
very konti na lang yung
Right.
stores nila. Pero yun, I worked there for a year, tapos doon ako medyo nahilig into running. So aside from basketball nung high school, college, tapos running nung nasa Runner, parang doon ako talaga, ever since nahilig na, or parang na-enjoy ko yung training. Hindi ako yung masasabi mo na parang talented sa sport or parang athletic. It's just that nandun sa akin yung passion na mag-train. And then ito na nga, after 1 year sa Runner, I decided to apply sa gym. And then doon ako napunta sa Sky High.
Okay, so Marikina lang din.
Sky High
lapit lang
Marikina,
dito.
oo. Where I met Coach Justin. So if familiar kayo with Netflix, siya yun. Part siya nun.
Mr. Physical Asia.
Physical Asia, oh. So part siya nun. And I think nung time na pumasok ako sa Sky High, it's his first year na nag-champion sa CrossFit din.
Wow.
Okay. So yun nga, aksidente na doon ako napunta, and then after nun, siguro after 2 months na nag-work ako doon, pero wala akong idea with CrossFit eh. It's just running and then lifting. Parang sabi niya, try mo tong ginagawa
May background ka na ba sa lifting nun? Like, may background ka na sa barbells or anything nung time na
Actually,
yun?
in terms of working out, bakal gym. I do the bench press, hindi pa nga ako masyado nagsa-squats, ganyan.
Right.
The typical, yung conventional lifts, yun yung ginagawa ko before. Tapos yun nga, nung time na nasa Sky High ako, after mga 2 months pinapanood ko lang siya kung ano yung ginagawa niya. Very bago sa akin yung snatch, yung clean and jerk. Wala akong idea yan, yung muscle ups. Wala akong idea kung paano siya ginagawa and bakit siya ginagawa. And then eventually, sabi ni Justin, tara, sali ka sa akin, try mo tong ginagawa ko. Edi ako naman, try, ganyan. And ang nakita ko sa kanya is parang never mong masasabi na magaling ka na dun sa sport. Never mo masasabi magaling ka na sa CrossFit. Yun yung parang nagustuhan ko dun sa sport.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, now focusing into, focus. I've always been amazed with how CrossFit athletes train. Kung paano hindi lang kung paano nyo sinastructure yung programming nyo, but also your ability to just be good at everything. So, di ba, may components ng running, may components ng gymnastics,
Yes.
merong lifting na ina-explain mo nga kanina. As an athlete, how do you focus? Kasi for example, sa akin sa sport ko, and I think yun lang naman yung sport na competitive ko nilaro, frisbee, parang yung components namin is throwing and then understanding the game. So it's more of adapting kapag nandun ka na sa laro.
Yes.
Ito, it's more of repetitions upon repetitions upon repetitions. Paano mo nilalagay yung focus mo into learning all of these new movements? Like nung beginner ka, paano mo ginawa?
Okay. So, dyan pumapasok yung parang pipili ka ng isa or dalawang skill na gusto mo i-focus, let's say, for your first 12 weeks. So, nung time na yon ang ginawa ko or nag-start ako is with snatch kasi totally bago siya sa akin.
Okay.
And then second is pull-up. Kasi nung time na yon, even if nag-workout na ako nung conventional na bakal gym workout, hindi ko kaya mag-pull-up. As in zero pull-up.
Like bodyweight pull-ups?
Bodyweight pull-up,
Wow,
overhand
okay.
pull-up, zero. So
Okay.
yun doon ako nag-start. So sabi ko, hindi ako magsusurvive sa CrossFit kung hindi ako nakaka-pull-up. Hindi ako makaka-progress into muscle ups kung hindi ako nakaka-pull-up. So yun yung finocus ko. So for 12 weeks, puro yun, pull-ups. Like 2 or 3 times in a week, nag-train ako ng pull-ups, progressions ng pull-ups, and then skill work ng snatch. Kasi parang yung snatch
Okay.
nga yung isa sa pinaka-technical na movement.
Right.
So doon ako medyo mas nag-take time. And then after 12 weeks, sabi ko, okay, medyo okay na, nag-improve na ng konti, move ako into next movement. So doon na pumasok yung handstand push-ups, tapos pinartneran naman ng clean and jerk. Although don't get me wrong, ginagawa ko pa rin yung movement, ginagawa mo pa rin yung snatch, ginagawa mo pa rin yung pull-up, pero mas
You're adding
lesser
on
na.
to it. Yeah.
Oo, mas lesser yung frequency, mas lesser yung volume, tapos ina-up mo naman yung ibang skill na gusto mong bigyan ng focus.
Okay. So, you were focusing at the time, dala-dalawang movement.
More or less, mga 2 or 3
Dala-dalawang movement. Tapos, what is it about 12 weeks? Kasi you mentioned it a couple times. Is there a particular science behind it na it really takes 12 weeks for you to learn a movement? Or yun yung structured na programming nyo nun sa Sky High or with Coach Justin? What is it about 12 weeks?
Okay, with what I learned from sa progressions, yung 12 weeks, 12 to 16 weeks is generally yung kailangan mo to build a skill or to develop yung strength mo.
Okay.
And then after that, kailangan mo nang i-rest or bigyan ng time to deload,
Right.
to recover yung certain muscle group na yun or certain movement na inaaral mo, and then focus ka naman sa iba.
Okay. Alright, so you mentioned a lot of different movements. Obviously, since galing ka sa zero pull-ups, hindi ka basta-basta makakaabot sa muscle up. Diba? So, you're trying to tell me na parang as an athlete, what you focused on was really the basics
Yes,
to begin with.
definitely.
And then, susunod naman yon kapag consistently mo ginagawa. So, again, those two things I think really tie up for me, like focus and consistency. Kasi kung consistently focused ka, consistently rin nalabas yung mga results na hinahanap mo. So, bago ka maging competitor, ilang weeks yung tinik mo. So, para lang din may idea, kung kunyari, bago ako sa CrossFit, gusto kong mag-compete, how many weeks do I have to put in and what kind of structured training do I need in order to compete?
Okay, balikan ko, teka. Nag-start ako sa Sky High kasi I think is around June or July. So, nag-start ako nung parang CrossFit. Again guys, disclaimer, we're saying CrossFit pero I'm not a certified CrossFit coach. So, let's just use functional fitness siguro.
Oh, and I mean, we're talking about the
The
competition,
competition,
naman
yes,
that
yes.
you joined.
Okay.
So, okay lang naman.
Sige. So, yun. Nag-start ako ng training. After 2 months ko pumasok sa Sky, so more or less mga August.
Okay.
And then, yung dito kasi sa atin, local CrossFit competition, ginagawa nila yan 2 beses. So, isang summer at saka isang December.
Okay.
So, usually sa December, teams to. So, August nag-start ako ng training and then December, meron ng teams competition.
So, una mong sinalihan is teams?
Yung teams.
Okay.
Pero, hindi ako nag-qualify.
What do you mean by qualify?
Ang level kasi, bago ka makapunta doon sa main competition is to join the qualifiers. And then for itong qualifiers is online qualifiers. That time, 5 workouts kailangan mong gawin. Isang workout every week. Tapos isuscore kayo, i-leaderboard kayo. And then I think top 30 or top 40, yun lang yung makakarating dun sa main event.
Tapos ano to, videotape, para yun yung proof.
Oo, video mo. Tapos isasubmit mo yung score mo plus the video para i-review nila kung tama yung score mo. So, December, sumali kami ng teams, hindi ako nag-qualify.
Okay.
Sobrang baba nung, sobrang bago, ganyan. So,
As a team ba kayo hindi nag-qualify?
as a team kami hindi nag-qualify. And then after that, parang almost half year training ulit. So from January up until summer, mga bandang May or June naman yata. Ito nung individuals. So doon ako first time nag-qualify as an individual. Pero sa scale division pa. So dito kasi meron tayong 2 level noon. Ngayon kasi meron ng bootcamp, scaled and then RX. Noon, time namin, ano lang siya, scaled and then RX. So scaled is medyo lower yung scale, lesser, lighter yung weights na ginagamit. So doon ako first nag-qualify. And then, since nung time na yon, isa lang yung competition, Manila Throwdown lang. After, pag nanalo ka, top 3, you need to move on to RX division. Okay.
So kahit first time mo sumali, basta mag-top 3 ka sa scale, doon ka na sa
RX division. So ito nangyari. Hindi ako nag-qualify ng December sa teams. Train ako from January. Hindi ko maalala exactly. Parang April yata ginanap yung individuals. So hanggang April, nag-qualify ako sa scaled. Nag-top 2 ako dun sa scaled division. So
that's focus, guys. Less than a year. Grabe.
After nun, hindi ako nag-train ng December, hindi ako nag-compete ng December for teams. Dumiretso ako ng RX division the year after.
Jesus Christ. So individuals lang ang sinasalihan mo?
Individuals nung time na yun kasi parang ayoko nga nung parang masyadong maraming sunod-sunod na competition. Kasi syempre, una magastos. Pangalawa, training-wise, putol-putol yung magiging training mo instead na makakapag-train ka for 1 full year ng isang competition lang yung fino-focus mo.
Correct.
So, the year after, I joined yung RX division. Yun, okay naman. Parang after that, parang I think top 12 to top 15 dito locally. Yun.
So basically, ano ka, prodigy, ganyan. In 2 years, nasa top 15 ka na agad ng
More or less, siguro parang ganun.
RX
Oo.
division. Grabe bro, lupit. I mean, coming back to focus, di ba? I guess it deals a lot with that. And I'll come back to what you said earlier about just choosing one tournament for the entire year. So, i-relate ko sa amin sa Frisbee kasi sobrang daming maliliit na mga weekend tournament sa amin na kahit malinaw sa'yo kung ano yung pinaghahandaan mo, ang hirap hindi maging competitive kapag nandun ka sa weekend na dapat easy-easy ka lang.
Tama.
So, going back to what you've said, I think ang ganda, very innate for you na kung paano maglatag agad ng plano and kung paano mag-compete at a high level, which is essentially, para sa akin, at least, now that I'm reaching this level of being an athlete na medyo, I guess, veterans na, tagal nang ginagawa, natututo nang magpahinga.
Oo.
And I think very important din yun eh. Like you need to focus on resting as well, recharging yourself. And I guess in CrossFit, it works in the sense na, kunyari may movement ka na hindi mo talaga magets in that last tournament. Now you have an entire year to practice it. Instead na 6 months lang, tas pressured ka na naman to compete.
Yes.
Para magpakita na naman ng ganong
Qualifiers,
level.
Compete, yes.
So yeah, that's really good, bro. So, and that's been your entire, I guess, your entire career as an athlete. If I'm not mistaken, short-lived din siya, coach.
Oo, maiksi lang. Siguro mga 2016 until 2019, actually, until the pandemic. Ang last competition ko is December 2019 and then March 2020, pandemic na. So, stop na.
Okay, so you were starting up really hot, di ba?
Yes, nang tuloy-tuloy.
Tapos biglang pandemic
Because
happened.
and then pandemic,
Okay.
yes.
And what happened? Did the focus change? Did the priorities change? Like, let us know, like, ano nangyari kung dun sa entire time na yun?
Okay, during the pandemic, actually, ano siya eh, I mean, hindi lang naman siguro ako, everybody na experience natin. Pero yung sa akin kasi yung changes is, sobrang up-drop lahat. So una, natapos yung competitive career mo nang hindi mo pa sinasadya. Pangalawa, again, nag-lockdown ng March, February, pinanganak yung first baby ko. And then, pangatlo, wala akong trabaho.
Right.
Okay, so sabay-sabay lahat yun, sabay-sabay lahat ng changes. Mentally, mahirap, pero you just have to, for me,
May pa-cash prize ba sa pag nagtatop?
wala. Ewan ko, ngayon actually parang meron na. Pero nung time namin, ano lang yan.
Sponsored athletes lang.
Medal lang yan, tsaka shirt. Yun lang
Yes.
talaga. Actually, sponsorship, hindi pa nga sobrang nung time na yun eh. Merong mga brands like, for example, yung local brand natin dito, yung Proven. Yan, talaga, sobrang generous nila mag-sponsor sa mga athletes.
Right.
Pero nung time na yon sobrang talagang bihirang-bihira pa. Unlike ngayon na talagang commercial brands na yung nagsusponsor sa mga
grabe, laki na
athletes.
ng CrossFit eh.
Oo, yun nga. Ayun.
Mahal na rin yung affiliation.
Magastos talaga. Oo.
So yun, going back to the pandemic, bro, you mentioned 3 main things kung bakit kailangan mo mag-move on from being an athlete. Was it an easy transition for you? Was it something na parang, okay, ito na yung focus natin? Or is it something na parang kinapitan mo pa for a while, tinry mo pa ipilit pagsabayin yung parehas
Oo.
before you made that switch?
Actually, during the pandemic, yun yung for me, masasabi ko mentally and emotionally challenging part nung as of now, yung masasabi ko sa buhay ko. Kasi yun nga, parang una, nawala yung na-enjoy mong gawin which is yung competition. Sabi ko nga, ever since bata ako, gusto kong magsa-sports, pero hindi ako athletic. And then this time, na napunta ako
Hindi naman halata ako.
Hindi talaga po. Sobrang medyo chubby ako growing up. And then, nung napunta ako sa CrossFit, and parang somehow, sabi ko, nag-excel ako, na-enjoy ko siya. Sabi ko, ito yung sport na para sa akin.
Right.
And then biglang suddenly, doon sa pandemic, naputol. So mentally, sobrang stressful siya for me. Isipin mo, lahat ng gears ko sa CrossFit, knee sleeves, grips, belt, tapon.
Oh my God.
Ganun pwede ba, mentally nakaka-fuck up.
Right.
Oo, during that time. Tapos, eto pa, dumating yung new responsibility. Syempre, may baby. Although expecting naman kami for the baby and so we're so excited, hindi lang kami prepared with what will happen. Na biglang nag-pandemic, hindi kayo makakalabas, and alam mo yun, yung health anxiety, and then bigla akong nawalan ng work. And then dun nag-start yung Fit with Robert na after 2 months into the pandemic na parang sabi ko, hindi pwedeng hindi ka magtrabaho.
Correct.
Di ba? Parang yung resources mo, yung savings mo, mauubos yan. And then doon nag-start yung mga clients ko telling me, Coach, ba't di ka mag-online? You can train us, video call tayo for 1 hour, like kung paano yung setup mo sa gym.
So may clients ka na noon?
May mga ilang clients na ako noon.
Na personally coach?
Oo,
Okay.
from our previous gym.
Nag-group class ka na noon or personal coaching pa lang yan?
May group class na kami kasi dun sa dati namin gym, which is Center Fitness and sa Skyhead. May group class na kami. So, yung isang group ko ng mga clients, nag-join sila, group class kami. Tapos, meron ding mga ilan, pero very limited lang, siguro mga 5 na personal training clients. Just barely to survive. Na parang hindi mo isipin kung saan magagaling yung panggastos mo everyday. And then eventually, doon na siya, unti-unting nag-grow up sa kung nasan man yung coaching.
Nasaan na si
ngayon.
Fit with Robert ngayon.
Yun.
By the way guys, arguably Fit with Robert is the biggest fitness community in terms of functional fitness and personal training. I would argue the either biggest or at least yung closest na community na nakita ko ever. So that's a testament to consistency, which is the next thing that we're gonna get to. No? Ang ganda lang na sinabi mo na yung clients mo yung una nag-recommend na mag-online ka. So doon mo makikita talaga that you've built a relationship with people that trust you and that want the best for you. Kasi hindi naman sila magre-recommend ng shift na pwede mong gawin sa career mo kung transactional yung relationship diba? So it really means something that these clients are the ones that told you to do that. And it's good as well that you heeded and then you pivoted, you adjusted based on the priorities. And lo and behold, bro, nandito na si Fit with Robert. So, going to my next point, before we move on from focus, what are the things na napulot mo as an athlete na nadala mo sa pagiging coach mo?
Okay. Siguro, for me, number 1, adaptability Kasi parang, kailangan, although minsan, may plan ka, hindi lahat ng plano mo, hindi lahat ng gusto mo, yun yung mangyayari. So, katulad din sa competition, pagka may nilabas na workout, alam mo yung workout ahead of time, magpa-plan ka, mag-pacing ka, pero competition time, may iba at may iba.
Yes.
mawawala yung focus mo, makikita mo anong ginagawa ng katabi mo, which is katulad in real life, di ba? Na parang, okay, may plano ako, pero makikita mo may ginagawa yung iba, parang, parang okay yun. Pero you need to stay on track eh. Kailangan mong magstay sa kung ano yung plano mo, and mag-focus ka. Kumbaga, i-avoid mo na i-compare yung sarili mo sa ginagawa ng iba.
Correct.
Yan.
Alright, that's nice. So, going back to your point na trying to avoid distractions, what are some of the distractions that you had to avoid in order to continue your new chapter in life, which is coaching?
Oo. Ano ba? Actually, ang pinaka naging problem ko ngayon, ang difference is with the time na nagko-compete ako, I'm single, wala pa akong anak. So, lahat ng time ko nasa akin na. Nasa akin. So, mag-training ako ng morning, magtuturo ako ng clients, mag-training ulit ako in the afternoon. Then sometimes, singit pa ako ng training sa gabi. And then,
So guys, 4 na beses siya nagbubuhat sa isang araw
ganun.
for a time.
Tatlong beses in a day. For 6 days
Oh my God,
yun.
Coach Robert, baliw.
For 6 days yun. Totoo, boss. Ganyan yung training namin nung time na nag-compete kami. Pero ngayon, hindi ko siya masabing distraction, pero siguro na iba yung priorities. You cannot train for like 3 hours in a day and expect na mag-earn ka. I mean, 3 times in a day and then expect na mag-earn ka ng enough sa kung ano yung kailangan ng family mo.
O magka-energy ka. in
Or
general.
mag-energy ka
Diba?
para maging present ka dun sa family mo. So, ang masasabi ko lang naging difference is, yun nga, medyo mas naging intentional na ako dun sa training. So, train ako for 1 hour, medyo mas intentional compared dati na parang mahaba yung break, wala kang pakialam, ganyan. And then, mas binavalue mo lang yung time ngayon. So, kung ano yung schedule mo sa clients, ito yung nakalaan for the clients, and then for the family, ito yung nakalaan for the family. So, parang gano'n lang. I just try to balance. Yeah, hindi ko siya masabing distraction, but, kumbaga parang, ano ba, refocused, nare-refocus lang yung kung ano yung ginagawa ko ngayon. Yeah.
Okay, ganda. Ang ganda na bit-bit mo yung focus as an athlete into the things that you're doing as a coach right now. And now we're gonna move on to consistency. Which is, you've mentioned this before, di ba? Na parang if focus ka sa isang bagay and if nandun ka lang talaga sa single lane na yun, sometimes life doesn't work out and you have to take some pivots. Pero mainly, dapat alam mo kung saan mo gusto pumunta. Di ba? So before we go to consistency, Coach Robert, saan mo gustong pumunta?
Okay, siguro pare-pareho naman tayo lahat. Gusto natin is to, alam mo yun, be able to provide for the family. And dumating yung time na hindi mo kailangan mag-work as much.
Right.
So basically ngayon, ang goal ko is maging consistent na mag-coach and then eventually siguro makapag business and possibility makapag-branch out to other coaches, mga ganyan.
Right.
Oo.
So guys, you heard it here first, magkakanegosyo si Coach Robert.
Yes.
Balang araw, babalikan natin tong video na to.
Yes. Yun, mga ganun.
Ganda. One thing that you mentioned when you were talking about focus was intentionality. And I love that word kasi it's exactly, para sa akin at least, it's exactly what you need to be consistent at something. Kailangan intentional ka na there will be days na feeling mo hindi importante itong specific, kunyari, buhat, exercise. There will be days that you feel na hindi ko kailangan to today or masakit pa katawan ko, gusto ko magpahinga. Those are some of the things na when you're self-negotiating to yourself, that's when consistency becomes a problem. Kasi hindi ka na intentional dun sa mga bagay na ginagamit mo. So coach, what are some things that you're very intentional about? And what are some, I guess not really distractions, pero some challenges that you have to come over in order to become the consistent person that you are today?
Siguro each aspect kailangan meron kang goal o meron kang target. Like for example, as a coach, when you do your coaching, kumbaga, you try to focus 100% dun sa client mo, dun sa program na ginagawa mo, ganyan. And then, same
Bro,
thing.
sorry I noticed that as well. And all the members are saying that as well, na personally tinitrain mo. Iba talaga yung feeling kapag pinapanood ka ng coach mo and nararamdaman ng clients mo yun. When you're really paying attention and making sure that they're doing the right stuff and you're talking to them. Pero one additional thing that I really admire about you, coach, is that you have personal relationships with these people. That it just extends beyond the gym. Na well-being na nila yung talagang inaalagaan mo. So, yeah, I'll let you come back to your point, pero I just wanted to bring that up kasi I feel like it's something that should be mentioned na as a coach, kailangan talaga yung attention and time mo nandun sa mga clients mo while you're doing your job. So, yeah.
So, yun nga, no, yung being intentional as a coach, ano pa, siguro, yung overall respect mo din sa client, like for example, you be on time, you start on time, you end on time, parang ganyan. Kasi syempre, hindi lang naman ikaw yung inaasikaso nila. Most probably, sinisingit lang din nila yung fitness doon sa schedule nila. Second, as a dad naman, syempre pag nasa bahay ka, main focus mo is the family naman. So ako personally, I tried na, alam mo yun, baba mo yung phone mo, focus ako doon sa mga anak ko, doon sa wife ko, and then pagbalik ka na naman sa gym, yun na ulit, balik lang ulit with the client, and personally naman, doon sa training, as much as possible, when I train, I make sure na parang yung isang oras kalahati na mag-workout ako is talagang alam ko kung ano yung gagawin ko. Hindi ka pupunta sa gym nang wala kang plano. Oo. Hindi ka pupunta sa gym. Actually, yun din naman yung advantage guys kung meron kayong coach, no. Pag pumunta kayo sa gym, kadalasan yan, malilito kayo eh. Kung, ano ba gagawin ko? Mag-squats ba ako ngayon? Mag-bench press ba ako ngayon? Pero kung meron kang coach, mas mag-guide ka sa kung ano ba dapat yung gawin mo for that day.
And to ensure na may progression ka eh.
May structure.
Yes,
Oo, may
correct.
structure yung gagawin mo. Yun nga. So, personally ako, minsan, parang, ito yung plano ko, ito yung ganyan. Nakalatag na yan. Before going to the gym, alam ko na kung ano yung kailangan kong gawin. Para yung oras mo, hindi rin siya nasasayang sa pag-iisip pa kung ano yung gagawin
Dapat
mo
gawin.
workout for the day.
Correct.
Yes.
Like sabi ko nga, very lucky kasi it's a privilege to be coached. It's not the cheapest service, right? So, if you have that privilege, parang ang dali lang kasi papasok ka dito nang wala kang iniisip, susundin mo lang yung gagawin, tapos ka na. And you build on that and then suddenly you see the results. And yun yung parang nakaka-addict na aspect about coaching. And you get a friend along the way, di ba?
Yes.
So yun, so ngayon, I want to ask you a question, coach. Kasi you're a very consistent guy. And consistency deals a lot with the word routine. Kasi yun yung parang kung everyday napo-pull off mo yung routine mo, it's really about setting your brain up for success. And ensuring na lahat ng decisions mo, although small and although unconscious at times, kapag routinary na kasi, it's second nature for you to succeed kapag nahanap mo na yung tamang flavor, kumbaga. So, ikaw, coach, what does your day-to-day routine look like? And I know I'm ruining your routine right now. Sorry, guys. Normally, natutulog si Coach Robert ng ganitong oras with his children. So, I feel really bad about this. Pero thank you pala, Coach Robert. What does your daily routine look like?
Ako very boring person ako, sa totoo lang.
I love it, bro. Like that's what I strive to be. Na parang paulit-ulit lang ginagawa ko every day kasi proven mo yung system. So what does that look like for you?
So, ayan, pagising sa umaga, so syempre, pray ka muna, dasal ka muna. Yun naman yung pinaka-importante, magpasalamat ka. Whatever your religion is, pasalamat ka, nagising ka. And then secondly, syempre di mawala coffee. Yan, coffee, and then a little meditation time. So kasi ako, most of the time or most days, nagsastart yung client ko 6 a.m. So I try to wake up at around 4:30 or 5 a.m. An hour ahead dun sa client para yun nga, meron kang me time to, alam mo yan, upo ka lang, kape ka lang, tahimik.
So no cell phones, no music, nothing?
Wala muna, as much as possible.
Okay.
Tahimik lang, upo ka lang, kape ka lang. And then after that, siguro from 6 up until 11 or hanggang 12, yan, tuloy-tuloy yan, puro PT. After that, uwi ako sa bahay, lunch, and then yun nga, nagdanap ako. Pinaka-importante for me, makapagnap ka sa tanghali. Kasi sa atin, trabaho natin sa coach, kailangan pag humarap ka sa client mo, parang ano ka parati. Kung ano yung energy mo for your first client, dapat
Same.
yun din yung energy mo dun sa last. So kung hindi ka magdanap sa tanghali, wala kang battery para dun sa
Correct.
afternoon clients mo. So
Correct.
yan. And then after nun, babalik ako ng around mga 4 p.m. and then 3 na yan hanggang 8 p.m.
Correct.
Clients ulit.
Okay.
So yun lang. Ganun lang. Doon sa noon time, for me, parang sobrang importante kasi I try to yun nga, play ng konti with the kids bago sila mag-nap. And then sa gabi, ganun din. Play muna bago matulog. Oo, ganun.
So you would say confidently, like, everyday ka nakikita ng mga anak mo, nakikita mo silang lumaki?
Everyday. Oo, siguro may mga mamamiss ka na konti kasi kailangan magtrabaho. Sino ba naman hindi kailangan magtrabaho?
Correct.
Pero as much as possible, yun nga, as much as possible, gusto ko na pag kailangan nila ako, nandyan ako. Pag may event sa school, hindi ko siya mamimiss. Yun.
And ang galing nung fact na parang, kasi athlete ka lang before Athlete lang. Yun lang talaga, focus mo is yourself. Suddenly, nagkaroon ka ng family, suddenly, nagkaroon ka ng... Kasi para mga anak mo na rin yung kino-coach mo, technically di ba? So, biglang dalawang bagay yung nadagdag. And then suddenly, right now, you're not only juggling it, bro. I would say you've mastered it. You've perfected the routine. To a point na, konting context lang, guys. When Coach Robert started here, he specifically asked for MWF 6 to 8. And then every single night, wala siyang namintes. Even to a point na pati yung morning classes namin, siya rin talaga yung nag-provide ng coaches. And then palaki na lang palaki yung community, dumadami yung mga personally coach. And the routine has always been consistent. That's one thing that I love about being boring. Diba? Na that's a perk. Na the more boring you are in the beginning, the more privilege you have long term.
Yes,
na parang, and I'd like to say na parang hindi naman sa lucky kasi you've earned it, pero it's a privilege na parang nakakatulog ka tuwing tanghali kasama ng mga anak mo.
Oo, boss.
And you see them grow up every day, and that's something that I really strive to have when I have my own family in the future. So, kaya rin kinuha kita na guest talaga today, bro, kasi alam ko marami akong matututunan na sikreto sa'yo with regards to being consistent. Before we move on from consistency, one last question. Tell the audience, Coach Robert, what is for you one misconception or the biggest misconception about consistency?
Okay. Okay. So, for most people kasi iniisip nila, di ba, parang lagay na lang natin sa fitness. If magsa-start ka ng fitness, kailangan everyday, all or nothing. Kung hindi mo ibibigay 100% mo, hindi yan effective. Hindi siya totoo. Ang pinaka-importante when it comes to whatever you do is to just show up. I mean, di ba, kunwari, nag-workout ka, medyo pagod ka from your errands, pagod ka sa family, pero naglaan ka pa rin ng 20 to 30 minutes na exercise, count mo yun. 1 point ka dun sa araw na yun. The next day, ganun ulit. Pagod ka, just show up. Ganun din naman with other aspects ng life uwi ka sa bahay, medyo pagod ka from work, ay paglaro ka lang for your kids. Sa mga kids mo from siguro 10 minutes, 15 minutes, at least
nandun ka, nagawa mo for the day.
Yes. And hindi mo nami-miss out yung time.
Yeah.
Yun lang naman. Minsan kasi iniisip natin kailangan laging 100%.
Yes.
Or sa gym parang kailangan lagi kang beast mode.
Correct.
Hindi. Kailangan mo lang siyang gawin every single day. Para ka lang naguhulog sa alkansya. Kahit piso-piso yan everyday, at the end of the year, 365 days yan. Or 365 pesos yan. Versus naghulog ka ng 5 pesos, let's say every week. Diba? Magkano lang yun at the end of the year? Mas
Correct.
Kahit isang malaki, pero isang beses lang isang linggo, versus konti na ginagawa mo everyday. I think mas malaki pa rin yun. Di ko sure. Di ko sure.
Ang ganda.
Mas malaki pa rin yung may ipon mo at the end of the year versus yung naglagay ka ng isang buhos pero yun na yun.
Ganda. Like, so basically what you're saying is consistency deals a lot with smaller efforts done over time rather than big efforts in one go.
Yes,
diba?
exactly.
So,
exactly.
yeah, ganda nun, Coach Robert. Finally, adaptability. And you already mentioned this before, sinabi mo, ito nga yung secret ng consistency mo, di ba? Na dapat alam mo kung kailan ka, going back to energies, hindi ka lagi 100%. So, di ba, sa araw-araw na ginawa ng Diyos, meron tayong 100% energy every day. Depende pa yan sa tulog mo, depende pa yan sa kain mo, depende pa yan sa pagod mo. Pero essentially, tama yung sinabi ni Coach Robert na you're not always 100% balls to the walls, full effort sa lahat ng ginagawa mo. Ang mahalaga, nagagawa mo yung mga importante sa'yo on a daily basis, whatever the energy level may be. Tama ba yun, Coach?
Exactly.
And finally, we're reaching adaptability. Na once you put in your focus and you find the excellence, you've succeeded in a single craft, like you being an athlete, nag-succeed ka na eh. In 2 years, top 15 ka agad ng RX division. Para pala aware kayo guys for context, RX and scaled. Scaled is mahirap, RX is mas mahirap. So in 2 years, si Coach Robert, in 2 years, nakapag top 15 siya dun sa mas mahirap na division. And that's coming from sheer focus eh, di ba? And then from after that, it boils to consistency, which is mas maraming napasok sa'yo na trabaho, pero somehow mas na-juggle mo siya.
Yes.
Dahil may consistency ka na na-build. And now it's adaptability. Being able to get that excellence, that repeated consistency and discipline, and putting it to other aspects in life. So right now, the way I'm seeing it, Coach, and you can help me with this later on, is that life changes for you not only as you being a father, but as, you know, the new projects that you're doing. You know, you can talk to us about that, yung pagiging commercial model mo, how you got into that. Was that something that was planned? Dumating lang ba siya? And when it came, paano mo siya tinanggap and paano mo siya nakikita ngayon? Kasi it's completely different, but at the same time, I think long term, nandun pa rin siya sa plan mo, which is what you told me na yung main goal mo or yung gusto mong paratingan is being able to provide for the family.
Yes.
So yun, can you breeze us through that? Like, paano pumasok yung commercial sa...
Okay, yung commercial, ano yan, aksidente yan. Ganito. One Wednesday night, merong kaming...
I like na kabisado niya na Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday night yun, Wednesday. Kasi...
May group class na, hindi na ako mag-group class ng gabi.
Hindi. Ano to, after ng group class.
Okay.
Di, syempre, nakigaan na, tulog yung mga kids. Nag-scroll ako sa phone. Tapos, meron kaming stylist ng wedding, si Miss Yvonne. Nag-post siya sa Facebook niya. Sabi niya, helping a friend, looking for male, 30 to 35 years old. Ito yung role for a commercial. Then sabi ko sa wife ko, uy, sakto, wala akong client bukas. Kasi usually Thursday, rest day ng karamihan ng mga clients. Sabi ko, uy, wala akong client bukas. Try ko kayang magpasa ng picture. Sabi ko, sige, try mo. Pasa ako ng picture, edi natulog ako. Paggising ko ng 3 a.m. the next morning, may message. Sabi dun sa message, wait ka na until 7 or 8 a.m. for approval. Pag na-approve ka, go to this location, itong time.
Casting na agad?
Hindi, shooting na.
Wow!
Shooting
Grabe
na.
naman talaga.
Pero waiting. So, come 8 a.m., nag-message, approve the client, first commercial. Wala akong experience. Talagang...
Anong brand?
Suzuki motorcycle.
Okay.
Ito ba isa? Ewan ko pwede sabihin. Wala akong lisensya nung ginawa ko yung commercial. Wala akong lisensya. Pero, ano naman?
Pero like, pinag-drive ka ng motor?
Marunong ako magmotor.
Manual?
Ano ba tawag dito?
Scooter.
Semi-automatic yata yun.
Okay, so
may,
up, down
may clutch,
lang.
pero wala, may gear pero walang clutch. Yun. So, wala akong lisensya. Pagdating doon, hindi ko naman kasi alam. Akala ko naman photoshoot lang with the motorcycle or whatever. Basta, sinabi lang kasi ko yung requirement eh. Dumating ako doon, kailangan pala ng driving shots. So, sabi ko, wala pa akong lisensya. E di, okay naman, pumayag naman, pero lahat ng shots namin ginawa indoor. Sorry. Within sa loob ng isang malaking compound.
Controlled environment.
Controlled environment. Malaki yung parking lot. So, puro parking lot yung shots ko.
Yes.
Tapos, after nun, yung mga kasama ko sa shoot, medyo, veterans na sila sa commercial. Sabi ko, paano nyo nakakuha yung mga projects? Saan kayo nakakuha ang project? Meron palang group sa Facebook na for freelance na talents.
Nandun ako doon.
Nandun pinopost lahat. So, yun na. Doon na.
Independent artist group, yung mga ganyan.
Oo, mga ganyan. So, nag-start ako, September, October yan eh. And then from October, nakakuha pa ako na siguro 3 or 4 na projects until December. And then, after that, the next year, yun na. Doon na tuloy-tuloy na last year, 2024, and then up until now, nakakakuha ng commercials. Sobrang thankful siguro, more or less, average of 6 for the past 2 years na commercials. Yun.
Galing. So, like, after witnessing all of that success, di ba? From what I'm hearing sa'yo, adaptability is not really a result eh. It's more of, adaptability is more of a result rather than a situation in life.
Yes.
You're able to adapt if you've become so excellent at a couple of things. Like for example, and ito like, witness ako na ito mismo eh. Pwede mo lang iwan yung group classes mo eh, kapag may shoot ka. Kasi you've become so consistent with coaching and you've become so focused in teaching them all of the things that they need to know that you can miss a class here and there in order for you to explore and be adaptable. Diba? And I guess it goes both ways. You've become such a good partner to your wife, to your lovely wife, and to your children. You've become such a great father that every now and then kapag may event ka naman dito, you're able to set that aside for a while. Diba? So, for me, adaptability is a result of consistent focus. So parang yung tatlong pinag-uusapan natin, honestly, adaptability yung highest level kasi you earn it. Parang privilege siya. Do you agree?
Oo. Tsaka syempre yung ano siya, result siya nung parang years and years and years of training yourself na parang hindi lahat ng gusto mo pupunta sa'yo. Pag nirelate natin siya into fitness or into competitive sport, you don't always win. You don't always get what you want. You train, you do your best sa training, pero hindi siya ibig sabihin na when you compete, mananalo ka. So ganun lang din yung iniisip ko naman with life, na parang you can plan, you can do whatever steps na gusto mong gawin para maabot yung plan na yun, pero at some point in life, magkakaroon yun ng detour. And then, ang pinaka-importante dun is you know how to adapt, how to adjust doon sa kung ano yung ibabato sa'yo ng life.
Okay. So, with that mindset that you've just told us, no, how do you stay true to the course? With the mindset that you just told us, how do you see still na doon ka pa rin papunta sa direction na yun? Kasi adapting deals a lot with changing. So, parang how do you ensure na kahit lumiliko ka, ang ending mo is doon pa rin sa long-term goal mo?
Okay. Yun nga, sabi mo nga kanina, ako, I try to maintain yung good relationship with my clients. Pinaka-importante is to have this parang open communication with them na, meron akong shoot ngayon, wala mo na tayong PT or wala mo na tayong group class, and this is your workout na kailangan yung gawin today. Ganun lang, you just maintain yung communication with them and yun, be open dun sa mga clients mo, sabihin mo lang kung ano yung nangyayari sa buhay mo.
Like, just count on the fact that you guys have a relationship beyond just this. Diba? Na alam din dapat nila, at the same time na alam mo, na minsan nagkakabakasyon sila, whatnot, na there are certain, sabihin ko na, like, there are certain systems, like say for example, here in the gym, na yes, we can choose to uphold the rules na black and white. Pero at the same time, bilang coaches, we also understand that life happens.
Exactly.
And then there are some times na tayo yung kailangan mag-adjust sa kanila. Much like sometimes, tayo yung unavailable and sila naman yung kailangan mag-adjust. So it's just a give and take kind of relationship, diba? And I want to close this with saying that adaptability isn't about choosing one or another. As you can see with Coach Robert na sa dinami-dami ng napagdaanan niya and sa dinami-dami ng ginagawa niya on a daily basis, I would still make an argument that he's excellent in all of these factors, diba? Adaptability isn't about choosing one or the other. It's really being able to adjust the certain points of attacks, while staying true to the course or while staying focused on the actual long-term goal. So, yun. Coach Robert, actually, ang dami mo na rin nabigay na insights, ang dami mo nabigay na advice. If we could just wrap it up into 1 or 2 sentences, what would you tell everyone that's looking to improve their focus, looking to be more consistent, and looking to find out how to be adaptable in life? Ano yung masasabi mo sa audiences natin?
Magkaroon tayo ng growth mindset na parang laging meron ka pang pwedeng i-improve. Okay. May darating, meron kang plan,
right.
Meron kang gustong gawin na steps, pero may darating na challenge sa'yo. Pero ang pinaka-importante is paano ka mag-a-adjust and paano mo i-improve yung sarili mo sa pag-face ng challenge na yun.
Ganda.
Yan.
Ganda. And normally, that's the biggest challenge, guys, no? Na when you're going through it, when life gives you lemons, Hindi ko na alam yung next saying nun. Pero pag mahirap yung buhay, kailangan nang natututo tayo. Diba? Like may napipick up tayo every time so that we get bigger and bigger so that the problems that we face become smaller and smaller. So yun lang naman yun. It's not really about how good you are to begin, but it's how better you get every time. Diba? So yun. Sige, syempre Coach Robert yung kasama natin, off-grid coach and Fit with Robert head coach. Hindi pwedeng walang fitness talk. Hindi pwedeng walang community talk and hindi pwedeng walang member talk. So let's talk about off-grid, Coach Robert. You've been here how long?
Less than 2 years.
A little less than 2 years.
Or baka 2 years na, more or less.
Sa admin team, sino ang favorite mong katrabaho?
Boss JP! Boss JP,
Tara
siyempre!
na mamili guys, tara na mamili. Sige, next question. Sa lahat ng tinuturuan mo, ayan, personal and group class, sa lahat ng tinuturuan mo, sino yung pinaka-favorite mo? Tapos pwede mo explain kung bakit sila yung favorite mo. And sino yung ihaharap mo sa kahit na anong competition? Hindi kailangan CrossFit. As in, any sport. Sino yung
favorite,
mo?
tapos sino ikaw compete? Yan.
Oh, yan.
Okay.
Physical Asia. Sino yung papasok mo sa Physical Asia?
Sa favorite, una siguro si Nico. So everybody knows naman Nico, no? So, he's with special needs. Tapos he's been training with me for the past, since dun sa previous gym ko pa, 2016 siguro, up until now. So mga 8-9 years na siya nag-train with me. So, favorite kasi parang syempre sobrang challenging yung way yung pagturo sa kanya, pero fulfilling din kapag nakikita mo na from 260 to 200 pounds, tapos may mga na-acquire na siya na skills like jumping sa box, tapos yung push-ups yun. Kaya si Nico, yung favorite na client. Sa ano naman, iaharap mo sa kahit na anong competition, ano ba?
Hindi kasama si Derek
Oh, hindi kasama si Sino ba pinaka-competitive dito? Siguro pinaka-competitive si Van. Si Van, yung pinaka-competitive na...
Beast talaga.
No? Oo. Tsaka pinaka-consistent din sa training.
Talaga?
Oo, even holidays, nag-train ganyan.
Right.
Oo, yeah.
Okay. Sige. I think we've heard a lot already, Coach Robert. If you want to plug, kung meron kang event na gagawin for your community, or if you want to invite people over here for a workout, go ahead.
So, ayan guys. So, sa lahat ng gusto mag-start ng inyong fitness journey, if you want to do your functional fitness, if you want to train for hybrid training, or if you want to do hybrid training, if kayo yung mga titos and titas sa mga 50s, 60s na gusto yung improve yung health nyo, or mga athletes na gusto nyo mag-strength and conditioning, guys, punta na kayo dito sa Off-Grid. Marami tayong coaches na tutulong sa inyo para maabot yung goal nyo. So, yeah.
And for everyone that's from Marikina that wants to try the services with Fit with Robert, he does classes for MWF 6 to 7 p.m. and 7 to 8 p.m. And he also does general fitness and personal training as well. Guys, again, sobrang galing ni Coach Robert. I really look up to this guy. Hopefully one day as a coach, maging katulad tayo ni Coach Robert. But for now, we'll have to learn, we'll have to be better, and we'll see you guys in the next episode where we talk progress, not perfection. Peace. Thank you, Coach Robert.
Thank you, Boss.
Solid!
Thank you.
One.